tribe, hey. I'm out and about doing a few errands. So I thought I would jump on. I was listening to Brother Rich on his Black Magic, and he was talking about Tina Turner, who passed away a few days ago. And while he was waiting for the speaker to come up, a couple people came on, and one of the ladies, although she halfway said it, for me, it's like outside of, it seems like whatever you gravitate to about Tina Turner, to me, I gravitated to her when I first saw her, just as, it was really her legs, because I had, people were telling me I had nice legs or whatever, so it was her legs. Then it was like her being old. I thought she was old at the time, so her being old and still doing what she loved or enjoyed or whatever. Then it was what I perceived as her being strong. When I saw that movie and she got out of her situation and went on to be successful with her, with her gifts. She didn't, whatever parts of it, what was displayed to us is that, she was successful. Of course, we didn't see the hurt and the pain and the struggle behind the scenes for her. We just saw, now she's strutting in her mini dress and stuff like that, and, singing and things like that. What I wanted to bring out today is, why did Tina choose Ike? Why did Tina choose Ike? Why did she need that for herself? It's like, that's one of the things that came out on when the lady was speaking. She mentioned her marriage. She just got out of a 27-year marriage, and although she didn't say her husband was doing her like Ike, she just basically was like, she said in court, she's going to keep her name or whatever and stuff like that. And it's like the energy that goes into all that, like someone did something to you. No one could do something to you unless you chose that for yourself. And to me, that was the true moment of freedom. It freed me to heal, because as long as I felt like someone, did something to me, all my energy went to that. This ex-husband, that ex-husband, this and that, and then when I realized, at the point where it's like, why did I choose? Like, that person didn't hold me hostage. They didn't do this. They didn't do that. Before it even got to any point, I chose them. Like, what was missing in me that my spirit, my ancestors, or whatever didn't say, hey, you guys are not going to be a good connection right now. It's not going to be good for you all right now. You all need to do some more work on yourselves if you want to be together. And that was never there. It was never there for me because I was never there for it. I was never available to hear myself, my ancestors, or anyone else tell me don't go down that road. So that's only one thing that it could be. I wanted to go down that road. I needed to go down that road. I needed that more than I needed anything else. And that's where I see where the real healing comes, is when you can say that, accept that, and have your healing point from that self. What in me needed to be treated like I get all caught up in my trauma bonding, mundane world energy when I'm telling my story? What needed that? Why did I need that? How did I need that? And then start your journey. Like, leave that alone and start your journey, because that's the path. That was the path for me. It wasn't continually to return to that. I returned to it so many times and defined myself through those things so many times or whatever. However, when the realization came to me, hashtag triangle, and I'm grateful for the group of friends that I had, the three friends, the three of us made the triangle. So 2 friends, I'm grateful for them, because at the end of the day, I chose that for myself. I chose it. And when the realization started coming to me that I chose these things for myself, then I knew what to work on. What in me needed that? It was a grieving process also, in the realization that I was at a place that I chose that for myself. So I was hurtful to myself, and that's a whole different level when you have to cry and be sad and this and that because you're, hurtful to yourself. It's one thing where you can be like all day, this person hurt me, this did this, that, and they're going to get theirs, and karma, this and that. It's like, that's my karma. That was a whole different thing in cardology that I learned. That's my karma. And with the Akashic Records, that's my karma. So it expanded so I can get more from it. It's like, I did this to myself. I chose these people to be in my life. And so it has started with like a long time ago where I had heard it somewhere and I can't remember. And it's like you're sitting at the table. You're sitting at the table and it's Tyler Perry's gonna do a movie. And this is the movie, and everyone's sitting there, choosing their parts. And I chose my part. I chose my part. No matter what, I chose that part, and they did too. So if everyone's just choosing a part, then what is all the uproar about? Because it's like it's always a reason. It was always a reason to keep me from digging deeper if I stayed in that place. However, there's no more reason if I look at it that way. If I look at it like I'm a person who chose this for myself because my spirit has its own curiosities, its own truths, its own this, its own that, and it wanted to know. Okay, now you know. You know what I'm saying? Now you know. And even if it's not that, it's whatever I know that it is for myself, just simply for myself. It helps me dig deeper into the things that are causing me to not move forward. Like what's causing me to not move forward? What's causing me to, like the saying of sick and tired of being sick and tired. Yeah. However, if you don't understand what you're sick and tired of, you're just sick and tired, then how are you gonna put my shirt on? How are you gonna know what to work on? It's like all the classes that you have when you go to school. You have all those classes, and if you don't know what your major is, you're just taking classes, So what's your major? What's your major? So same thing. You could use that same kind of thing. It's like, what's your major? What's your major? And if you don't understand why you chose XYZ for yourself, you don't understand what your major is. And if you continue to just look at, this person, this did this, and you had no part in it, then are you doing their work? I know it's a lot. It's a lot. So it's just still when people just, Ike, 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 Ike. So what? Ike was Ike. So what? Why would, if knowing Ike, why would you choose Ike? And remember, she knew how Ike was. She chose between the drummer or whatever he was and the father of her first child, and she chose Ike, knowing how he was. So then the story can't be Ike. The story can be Tina willfully chose Ike. For what reason? What was she getting out of that? So if the challenging part is we don't know what Tina was thinking or saying. The lady was speaking about Tina basically fulfilled her whatever soul agreement. I don't even know what that is. I know people just use different words. However, you don't know, because when I'm thinking about it, if Tina could sing and dance, that's the easy part. The hard part is the stuff where she could have taken a deeper look at herself and say, hey, this time I'm not going to be a singer and dancer. That's easy for me. I'm pregnant with with a man's baby. He's asking me to leave the group, and I'm going to leave the group, have this baby, and what would her life have been? What would her life have been? What if this was another life? What if this was her thousandth life? And every life she comes back this way. And instead of saying, hey, this time I'm going to choose, I got pregnant, the man wants to marry me, I'm going to choose him, and I'm going to choose not to be a superstar. So with the same access to herself that she found in Buddhism after she got her life with her chosen life with Ike, would that have started in her life with choosing her husband and her son? So what if that's the real lesson that her soul wanted? However, every time that it came to choose to be Anna Mae Bullock, she just could not resist being Tina Turner. She couldn't. And so her soul wanted Anna Mae Bullock, and whatever herself is, I don't have the words to explain it that way. I'm limited by the words that I know now. So whatever it is, so it's like we don't know. We don't know. When I saw Tina, I just saw a person who, hey, you know what? I always get in these messed up situations, and then I pick myself back up. And sometimes I get in such a messed up situation, I even doubt if I can pick myself up. And at every point, there's always been something that I can relate to and turn into. It's like taking that frequency and turning it into what I want to turn into. And I turn into, hey, get back up again. Get back up again. And, my spirit, myself, whatever, seems to find its way, just like it finds its way into getting into all the stuff that I used to get into. It finds its way into being around people who have that encouraging thing that says, hey, keep going, get up, don't look down on yourself. Just like when I stumbled upon Queen Afua, and um, it was just crazy how I went and checked the mailbox for a Sister magazine, and it flipped open and she was on the center page. And that same night she was having, if you called in, she was giving away 10-minute free sessions. It was like, and Queen of Fool was like, hey, I had just quit my job. I could no longer, I had a bachelor's degree in counseling, and I was working at a residential drug and alcohol treatment center, and these people were crazy. I'm just like, I cannot believe that they allow people to be mistreated and abused like this. And I'm like, every time that I was there, I stayed for a long time. I got a lot out of it. However, when it was time to go, it was time to go. And what would happen is that I didn't know at the time what chakra it was or anything like that. I didn't know anything about that kind of stuff. However, I would just double over. And couldn't stand up. It was like, it reminded me of when I had a hernia in my belly button. And so I just had to leave. And my mom was even like, hey, well, can't you see it as you're doing something good? You're helping the homeless veterans get off the street. You're a help to the unwed mothers and stuff like that. And, and to different things like that. And I'm like, I can't. I would if I could. However, if you spiritually bend over and can't stand up because it hits you that way, you can't. I didn't care. I wasn't going to. And so at that point, it's like, I quit my job, and the Queen of Fools like, well, you jumped off the cliff now. You jumped off the cliff without a parachute. You jumped off. You're off now. You can't, no matter what you want, you cannot turn around and go back up that cliff. So now you're free falling. Now you got to figure it out. I got arms. I got a shirt on. I'm spreading my arms out. let my shirt catch some wind, and then I coast safely to the bottom. And then I'm on another path, and it's like that was the best thing for me, to not, it's like at every point to not live the way that I saw people around me living. I knew it had to be something else. I don't know what it is. I knew it had to be something else. And so it wasn't in my trauma and all of that. It was in me seeing myself as the common denominator in all of my situations. And from there, I'm like, okay, and this was not easy work. So I see why people don't do it. Hell. I mean, I still say that I don't suggest anybody do it. And I told you all for a minute, I was pissed at my husband because I felt like he pushed me to this place. So I was blaming him. I was mad. I'm probably sure I was even, no, because I know I begged Mama and Baba Bear. I begged them to show me this light. And they were like, you're not ready. And that's my personality too. I'm still gonna, I want to do it now. I don't want to wait. I want to do it now. If it's possible, do it now. That's what I want to do it now. And whoo boy, when they showed me just a pinch of what they are spiritually, I was like, oh hell no, you all should have told me not to want this. Of course, it's funny now. And of course, I'm glad I'm here. Same way with my husband. I'm glad I got pushed like that. And it wasn't them. It was my spirit that was pushing me forward. Hang on.